Hey fam! Welcome to another episode of Geek Mob. Today we will look at how to install JDK on our Mac machine. First, we will check if JDK is already installed on our machine. To do this, open Spotlight by clicking Ctrl space and search for terminal. Let me adjust the terminal window size so that you can view the commands more clearly. Type in Java space version. Press Enter. If Java is already installed on your Mac, the terminal will print the current version of JRE and JDK currently installed on your machine. As Java is not installed on the Mac I am using, terminal will display a warning message as you see here. The system will advise us to download Java from java.com. This website allows the installation of only Java Runtime Environment, JRE. As we are interested in Java Development Kit as well, we will be installing Java from Oracle's official website. We will cover the difference between JRE and JDK in another session. Open your preferred web browser and search for Oracle JDK download. Oracle.com and Java.com are the only official websites of Java. So ensure that you download Java only from either of these websites. Let's click on the Oracle website link in the search result here. On the Oracle website, if we scroll down, we can see that there are different JDK versions available for Linux, macOS, and Windows operating systems. Since we are on macOS, we will select the macOS version available here. Within this tab, we will see multiple links for JDK download. The first two starting with ARM are JDK installation links for Mac machines with Apple processor chip. The last two starting with x64 are for Mac machines with Intel chip. Before we initiate the download, let us check what is the processor chip that is installed on our Mac. Click on the Apple icon on the menu bar. Select About this Mac in the drop-down. This will display some basic information about your Mac machine. The processor chip type is displayed here. You may see either Apple or Intel on your machine. Let's close this window now and proceed with the JDK download. As I am on an Apple processor chip, I will be choosing the ARM version of the JDK. I will select the ARM64DMG installer as there is not much size difference with the compressed version. If you are on Intel processor, ensure that you choose one of the x64 versions. Let's wait for the download to complete. Let us open the downloaded file, and then double-click on it to initiate the installation. Click on Continue and then Install. If prompted, provide your login password for installation to complete. Once the installation is completed, you will see this confirmation window. You may close the installer window and browser now. Let's check if JDK is correctly installed by opening our terminal window and executing Java version. Press Enter. As you can see here, the terminal now shows Java 19.0.1 which we have just installed. Now that JDK is installed, we will now set the Java home environment path. The Java home environment variable is not used by Java runtime environment. Instead, other programs installed on a desktop computer that requires a Java runtime will query the OS for the Java home variable to find out where the runtime is installed. Let us first check if Java home environment variable is already configured in our Mac by executing echo $Java_home in our terminal. Press Enter. As you can see, our Mac is currently not configured with Java home environment variable. To set this, first, let us identify the default shell that is used by our Mac. Execute echo $shell in our terminal window. Press Enter. You may see a path to either Z shell for newer versions of Mac or Bash for older versions of Mac. My Mac is on Z shell. We will now set the Java home environment variable in the environment configuration file of our default shell. To do this, let's navigate to our home directory in our terminal by executing cd ~. The tilde key is usually on the top left corner of your keyboard. Press Enter. Let us list all the files in our home directory by executing list all commands on our terminal. Execute ls space hyphen al. Press enter. As you can see here, we have zshell history and zshell session files available here. However, zshell environment file is not available by default. We shall create the file by executing the command touch space period zshenv. Press enter. Touch is the command in terminal to create a new blank file. Period zshenv is the environment property file name for zshell. If your default shell is bash, create the environment file with name period bash _ profile. The rest of the steps can be followed the same as for zshell. Let us see if the file is created by executing ls space hyphen al command. Press enter. Zshell environment configuration file is now available along with our history and session files of our shell. Let's now fetch the Java home path that needs to be configured in the environment configuration file. Execute the command /usr /libexec /java _home. Press enter. This will print the current Java home path based on our installation. Let us copy this path into our clipboard. Open zshell environment file by executing the command open space period zshenv. Press enter. This will open a new text editor for the zshell environment property file. Type in export space java _home =. Then paste the Java home path that we had copied earlier. Shell scripts are case sensitive, so ensure that the property configured in the environment configuration file matches exactly as you see on screen. I have provided the text in the description as well, so that you may copy-paste it into your configuration file. Save the file by clicking Command S on your keyboard. Close the configuration file editor. Note that shell configuration files are loaded at the start of the terminal window session. We can either restart the terminal window or simply execute the command source space period zshenv. Press enter. Now, if we execute the command echo space $java _home, press enter. We will now see that the Java home path is correctly printed in the response. Congratulations! You have now successfully installed JDK on your Mac machine and configured Java home path. Click on the above link if you are interested in learning about the difference between JRE and JDK. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.